So one of the most frustrating things that Canadians are being told right now is that if money feels tight, we just need to budget better, cut back, sacrifice more, skip a few extras, tighten things up. And for a lot of people, that advice feels insulting because the truth is they've already been doing that. They've already been budgeting for years. They're not eating out. They're not taking vacations. They're not buying luxury items. They're shopping sales. They're buying store brands. They're cooking at home, delaying purchases, and tracking every dollar. And yet somehow, despite all that discipline, it still feels like they're losing ground. And that's because budgeting only works when income and expenses are reasonably aligned. And for many Canadians, that alignment's gone, okay? When groceries cost hundreds more per month than they did a few years ago, when rent or mortgages jump by thousands, when insurance, utilities, gas, and property taxes all rise at the same time, there's nothing left to optimize, okay? You can't spreadsheet your way out of a gap that keeps widening. And what makes this harder is the emotional toll, okay? People start feeling like they're failing at adulthood. They feel guilty spending money on anything that isn't strictly necessary. They hesitate before every purchase, even small ones. They feel anxious at the checkout, anxious opening bills, anxious checking their bank account, going to the mailbox, even though they're doing everything responsibly. So for Gen X parents, especially, this becomes exhausting because you're trying to be a good provider, a good partner, a good parent, a good employee, all while feeling like the margin keeps disappearing. And when someone casually says, "Have you tried budgeting better?" it feels like they're completely missing the point. And it feels, quite frankly, like an insult, a slap in the face, because the issue is not discipline, it's math. The old system assumed wages would keep up with the cost of living, and that assumption no longer holds. And when that breaks, no amount of self-denial fixes it, okay? That's why more Canadians are quietly shifting their focus from cutting expenses to increasing income. Not out of greed, not out of desperation, but out of realism. Because when the fundamentals change, the strategy has to change too. And if you're feeling frustrated, tired, discouraged right now, hear this clearly, okay? Struggling in this economy does not mean you're bad with money. It means you're living in a system where budgeting alone is no longer a complete solution. And recognizing that is not weakness, it's awareness.